In the heart of Washington, D.C., a catastrophic air collision between a military Black Hawk helicopter and a commercial airliner sent shockwaves around the world. The mainstream media rushed to label it a tragic accident. But as the investigation unfolds, mounting evidence is revealing a far more sinister truth. Eyewitness accounts, conflicting reports, and strange actions by key players point to a clear conclusion. This was a carefully orchestrated strike. A targeted operation designed to eliminate a powerful figure on the verge of exposing dangerous secrets. Secrets the deep state would stop at nothing to keep buried. Now, military whistleblowers have come forward, confirming what many had feared. This wasn't an accident, it was an assassination. Before we dive in, join the People's Voice Locals community if you haven't already, and sign up to become a member of the world's first ever cyber nation that truly believes in life, liberty, and the pursuit of your dreams. Visit joson.com and click the Join Us button today. It's completely free. Last week, the northern Florida Gulf Coast got slammed with 7 inches of snow. Today, it's a balmy 68 degrees. Now tell me, does that sound natural to you? The elites aren't even hiding it anymore. In 2025, the message from the global elite is loud and clear. Expect manipulation, expect control, and expect pure, unfiltered bullshit. We warned you last year that Obama's Netflix film Leave the World Behind was blatant predictive programming, a carefully crafted warning disguised as entertainment. Predictive programming isn't just about foreshadowing events, it's about conditioning the public, normalizing chaos, and priming us to accept whatever comes next without resistance. And now the so-called coincidences are piling up. One by one, the scenarios depicted in the film are creeping into reality. Was it just a thriller, or was it a message? You decide. Consider the Philadelphia plane crash. Now imagine thinking that everything happening in the US right now is just a string of random coincidences. Wake up. America is under attack. Not from foreign adversaries, but from within. The signs are all around us. And if we keep ignoring them, we risk being swept into a reality we're not prepared for. The mainstream media, working on behalf of the elite, is telling us not to believe our own eyes. They're telling us the plane crashes across America are just a coincidence. They're gaslighting us into doubting reality just as Orwell warned they would. It's the same playbook. Distort the truth, create confusion, and push the narrative they want us to accept. The question is, will we fall for it?
Plane just crashed on Cotman Avenue, yo. I was right there, bro. What the fuck? Yo, somebody oh my God, yo, the world, yo.
A new video has surfaced showing another angle of the jet slamming into the Philadelphia neighborhood, like a missile targeting its mark. This is nightmare fuel. It's hard to wrap your head around the sheer devastation, but even harder to ignore the eerie feeling that something bigger is at play here. Especially when you take into account everything else happening across the country, and the fact that the flight path of the Black Hawk helicopter in DC shows that it appeared to be deliberately on a collision course with other aircraft before the devastating collision. This isn't just a coincidence, something doesn't add up. Especially when you add to the fact that air traffic controllers warned the US Army helicopter that it was on a collision course with a passenger jet before the crash, but the crew didn't change direction.
S25, get the surgery in sight. At 2 spot, pass on is RJ.
This club has a aircraft inside precision separation.
Separate. 472 Washington Star, 1 star, 32017. 472. American 3130, go around, turn left in 250, claim maintain 3000.
This raises some serious questions. Why didn't they respond to the warning? Was this just a tragic mistake, or is there something more to this than we're being told? Take, for example, the fact that CNN had pre-written articles about the DC crash published online before it even happened. Now, they're denying it, just like the BBC denied announcing the collapse of the World Trade Center on 9/11 before it occurred. But here's the thing, plenty of people have receipts. The proof is out there, and they can't hide it forever. So, what's really going on here? And why are the mainstream media trying so hard to cover up the truth? A big clue lies in the fact that the Black Hawk helicopter didn't have its transponder on, and it was listed as Priority Air Transport, or PAT. This designation means there was a high-ranking military official on board, someone the authorities are refusing to identify, and the media is desperately working to keep hidden. This explains why the doomsday plane, the E-4B, was scrambled and headed straight for the area of the Black Hawk plane crash near the Potomac River, just outside Reagan National Airport. The E-4B is no ordinary aircraft. It's a survivable command, control and communication center built for scenarios involving national emergencies or even nuclear threats. Why was it dispatched to the crash site? What was the real nature of this event? And why are they pulling out all the stops to stage manage it? As Google whistleblower Zach Voorhees pointed out, there are just too many coincidences for this collision to be written off as an accident. The evidence is stacking up. It was an assassination attempt.
What are your thoughts on this incident?
I think it was deliberate. With a bunch of other stuff, it just seems that it's over and over and over deliberate. Look, the airspace is not like a driving space, which is 2D. Airspace is 3D. The chances that two things collide in midair is actually very, very low. When I watched the video, it just looked like the helicopter was deliberately heading towards the airplane. Looks like it was some sort of an assassination attempt. And so I would expect that the flight list on who was on that airplane is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, do you think they're going to delay the release of that? Do you think they're going to hold on to that for as long as they can? Because there's already public outroar to get that list out.
Usually with these things, they release fake information that contradicts itself over and over and over again. Drip, 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 drip. And then maybe, a couple years from now, they'll give us a disclosure. But I think that what's going to happen is that they're going to flood the information scape. That's certainly what I would do if I was a propagandist working for the state. I would just put out a whole bunch of false conspiracy theories. So if you see a bunch of false conspiracy theories that, verge on ridiculousness, then that's your tell that this was a planned operation and that this information is being deliberately pushed out through social media.
Yeah, one thing I noticed was the Wikipedia page for this thing popped up very quickly and was fully detailed with a laundry list of references. And when you check when the actual wiki was updated, it was something like a few hours, like just a few hours after the incident happened. And it's a fully detailed history of the mid-air 2025 collision in Washington, D.C. And I just found that there was a little bit too much information coming out a little too fast.
The fact's that nothing adds up. Yet the media are asking us to disbelieve what we're seeing with our own eyes. That's the tell. This isn't just an accident. There's an operation in motion, and the stakes are incredibly high.
And then there's the question of how the Black Hawk even did this in the first place, because there were supposedly 3 people on board, although the divers apparently didn't find any bodies, and the Black Hawk can be remote controlled if needs be. So, and apparently it flew out of Langley or near Langley, like the flight path leads back to Langley. So there's red flags written all over this.
According to a military whistleblower, a high-ranking official was taken out, someone who is actively investigating key members of the COVID cabal, seeking justice for their crimes against humanity. We have all the details after this important word from our sponsor.